High in the Appalachian Mountains, two peaks stand tall, Mount Mitchell and Clingman's Dome. But beyond their breathtaking views lies a tale of ambition, rivalry, and tragedy. A story where science clashed with pride, and where the pursuit of truth came at the cost of a man's life. This is the forgotten story of Thomas L. Clingman, Elisha Mitchell, and the battle for the tallest mountain in the East. In the 19th century, the Appalachian Mountains were more than just scenic backdrops. They were wild, untamed, and mostly unexplored. For scientists and explorers, these mountains represented mystery and prestige. To discover the tallest peak east of the Mississippi was not just about geography. It was about honor, reputation, and leaving one's mark on history. Elisha Mitchell, a geologist and professor at the University of North Carolina, believed that a peak in western North Carolina, later named Mount Mitchell, was the highest. He made careful measurements and published his findings, confident in his claim. But then came Thomas Lanner Clingman, a fiery U.S. senator, soldier, and adventurer. Bold, outspoken, and deeply proud of his North Carolina roots, Clingman had his own theory. He argued that another peak, farther west, might rise even higher. That mountain would one day bear his name, Clingman's Dome. The debate quickly escalated. Mitchell and Clingman were both determined to prove their mountain was the tallest. Each man gathered evidence, conducted measurements, and defended his position in the press. Clingman criticized Mitchell's methods, arguing that his surveys were flawed. Mitchell, on the other hand, stood firmly by his work, insisting that Mount Mitchell reigned supreme. The rivalry captured public attention, turning scientific discovery into a matter of state pride. To settle the dispute once and for all, Elisha Mitchell decided to return to Mount Mitchell in 1857. At 64 years old, he was still willing to risk everything for scientific accuracy and personal honor. Mitchell's final journey would end in tragedy. While attempting to remeasure the peak, he became lost in the wilderness. He slipped and fell into a gorge near a waterfall, drowning in the icy waters below. News of his death shocked the nation. Some blamed Clingman, claiming that the bitter rivalry had driven Mitchell into danger. Others saw it as the ultimate sacrifice, dying for the pursuit of knowledge. His body was later recovered and buried at the very summit of the mountain he defended. From that moment on, the peak would forever bear his name, Mount Mitchell. Though Mount Mitchell was eventually confirmed as the tallest peak in the eastern United States, Clingman's legacy was not forgotten. The mountain he championed, Clingman's Dome, was named in his honor. Rising 6,643 feet, it stands as the second highest peak in the East, straddling the border between North Carolina and Tennessee. Today, thousands of visitors hike to the dome's observation tower every year, marveling at the 360-degree views of the Smoky Mountains. Few know that its name honors a man whose ambition and stubbornness nearly overshadowed the truth. This rivalry between Mitchell and Clingman was about more than mountains. It reflected the human desire for recognition, the clash between science and pride, and the lengths people will go to leave their mark on history. Elisha Mitchell gave his life to prove his claim. Thomas Clingman, though defeated in the debate, still earned a place in history, his name etched into the summit of the Great Smokies. Together, their story reminds us that even the tallest mountains are not just stone and soil. They are monuments to the people who dared to measure them. So the next time you stand on Mount Mitchell or gaze from the heights of Clingman's Dome, remember the two men whose rivalry gave these mountains their names. Their story stands as tall as the peaks themselves, timeless, dramatic, and forever part of the Appalachian legacy. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into forgotten history, hit that like button. Subscribe for more.